to WoW Can Cook. My name is Tracy and I'm here with Dr. Gloria, and we are going to show you how to use your turkey leftovers by making a pad thai.
Yes.
So what
absolutely.
can you tell them, Dr. Gloria, about your wonderful recipe here?
Well, it started out to be, Tracy, just for chicken, because that's really how they make it in Thailand. In Thailand, it's a street food, much like street tacos are in the United States, okay? It's a fast food. Business people walk by, get a little paper dish, and that's how they get it. But I started using it for leftover chicken and turkey because we end up with so much turkey at the holidays. So the pad thai literally means throwing together a bunch of ingredients and then having a nice peanut sauce on top of it. So that's what Tracy's going to do for us today. So are you going to start with is your skillet hot? Are you getting it hot, dear?
Yes, the skillet is hot.
Okay, now, if you have a wok or a pan that is extended more on the sides, that would be the perfect pan for it. If you don't have a wok, and Tracy doesn't have one, so she's using a big cast iron skillet, which is great. If you could make it in stainless steel, but I have never had success with that. It either has to be a wok or it has to be cast iron to be the true stir fry that you want to get for a pad thai. So you've got your coconut oil in there now, right?
Yeah, I do. And I have your special coconut oil. Why don't you tell them why you like this one?
No, you tell them why I told you to get it. And you did.
Okay. So Dr. Gloria said this is the only pure refined coconut oil she's ever seen. It's Butcher Boy coconut oil, and you can get it at Dollar Tree. It's not $1 anymore because of inflation. It's $1.25, but
right.
At least here in California, you know, where everything's inflated. But so I ordered a case of it and got it shipped for free.
And it's delicious. And the other reason that I started using it was a patient of mine is a professional baker, and that's all he'll use is Butcher Boy. And the only place he could get it in small quantities for his house was at Dollar Tree. And it's $1.25 everywhere, as far as I know. But in the restaurant or in the bakery, he orders it by 5 gallons, of course. And it has no flavor. So for any of you that have family members that don't like the coconutty flavor of coconut oil, I don't mind it. This is the best way to go. And it also is so pure that you can use it in any orifice in your body, if you get my drift, if you need to lubricate your nose or anything else, okay? Any other personal parts, it's almost like sterilized. So, okay, so you've got the coconut oil heating. Make sure it doesn't start smoking on you.
It did. I turned it down, so I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to, the main thing is you're going to cook the noodles, but you have zoodles. You made them out of zucchini, right?
Yes.
You can use rice noodles from the store. They even have the little noodles that are already pre-cooked, but make sure you read the ingredients that they don't have a bunch of toxic things like MSG or sulfites or nitrates. But you can buy just rice noodles. I cut mine with scissors because I don't want them real long. And then you just cook them like the package says. Then rinse under cold water so they don't get stuck together, because you're going to basically warm them again after they're cooked. You're going to warm them in your stir fry. So do you have your green onions chopped? No, you don't. Okay. So chop.
No, but it's okay. Let's get going here. My oil is hot.
Your oil is hot, so you're going to go ahead and put in the zoodles.
Okay, zoodles first. Woo!
And you can actually lower the flame a little bit because you're using zoodles, not rice noodles. You're basically just cooking the zucchini noodles so that they're tender. You're going to saute them lightly so that they get nice and tender, because you're not going to be able to cook them completely when you do the stir fry, basically, when you're tossing everything together. Okay, so now let's make the sauce, Tracy. While that's cooking, make the sauce. So you combine the sauce in a bowl, and then you're going to set it aside. So let's go down. Let me go down to the recipe for the sauce, because I don't know all this by heart. I write so many recipes. Pad thai sauce, it's a peanut sauce. Now, if you're allergic to peanuts or nuts, obviously don't use that. Are you using peanut butter?
Yep, I have my peanut butter right here.
Okay, and she's putting it in her food processor. in her Blendtec or Vitamix. I have a Vitamix. Whatever you want to do, you can put it in the food processor. But I like it real creamy and smooth. And the only way I can get it that way is to use the high-speed blender or any blender. Just doesn't always work if it's a different machine. Now put in 2 tablespoons of tamari, Bragg's, or coconut aminos. Which one are you using?
Coconut aminos.
Okay, so put in 2 tablespoons.
Okay, done.
Okay. Now 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, just plain old rice vinegar. You don't want it sweetened.
Got it.
Okay. 2 tablespoons of raw brown sugar. Now, for those of you that are diabetic like I am or have to watch it for candida or whatever, remember, this is not a dish you're eating every day. So I don't limit myself when the recipe really needs the brown sugar to have the true flavor of Thai peanut sauce. If you go to a Thai restaurant, this is what it's going to taste like, only better. Okay, are you stirring your zoodles? Are they cooking, or do you need to add a little bit of water to steam them?
They're cooking. They're fine.
Okay, they're cooking. All right. So now you put in the brown sugar, right?
Yep.
Okay, add your tablespoon of fresh lime juice.
Okay, got it.
Okay, 3 cloves of garlic pressed, and I know you have your fancy little garlic press, so you already did it. Okay.
Yep, I love my garlic press.
Okay, 1 tablespoon of grated ginger root. Did you do that in the garlic press too?
No, doesn't work so well.
It doesn't, huh?
No, so I'm just
No, but
I'm just
you're
doing
just
this
grating
with a
it with a-
microplane thing or whatever it's called.
okay, that's good. Yeah, that's what I do. Or I use my cheese grater on the small side. Whatever I have handy. Okay, so it's going to be about a tablespoon. If you want it spicier, you can put more in because it gets pretty hot the more you put in.
I like it really spicy.
Well, then go ahead and put more, because it's almost like when you add horseradish to something, it gets pretty spicy. So go ahead and flip that all in there.
If it's
Then
why do I even need to do that? Why can't I just chop it?
You can, but I didn't know if you were going to use the blender or not.
Ah.
See, if you're going to use a high-speed blender, you don't have to do any of it. Yeah, you just chop it up and throw it in. That's right.
Okay, that's ready.
Now here's the important part. You want the consistency to be what you want. Stir your zucchini, please. Otherwise, your zoodles are going to burn. Are they cooking?
Yeah, I'm taking it off the heat.
Okay, so now you're going to put anywhere from 2 to 4 tablespoons of warm water, because that's what's going to achieve the consistency that you want. Or you have one of the warm water things on your faucet?
No. We have a well. I'm just using my hose or my hose. I'm using my hose.
You're using, no, you can ignore that in the recipe.
Don't use your hose. Okay, this is 4 tablespoons. I'm just going to put in half, and then I'm going to blend it and see what happens.
Right, blend it and taste it and see what you think. See if it needs to be thicker or thinner. If it needs to be thicker, you have to add more peanut butter.
All right, one moment. All right.
Okay,
this is like my favorite. I love peanut sauce.
Tell me how it is.
So good.
How's the consistency? Is the consistency good? Does it need more water?
It's fine. It's not watery. It's like this. Here, watch.
That's how it should be.
Okay.
So that's fine. It can be a little thinner if you want it, but that's personal preference. You watch how she's licking the spoon. Don't let your kids do that.
Hey,
don't do it with your kids.
I can lick everything.
That's right. Okay. So now let's get back. That's done. So just leave it in there for now and get back to your noodles. You got, okay. Do you have your turkey or chicken? Whatever you have. Now go ahead and add it to your skillet, because that's going to take the longest to cook. Or not, it's not to cook. It's already cooked. I know. So I just corrected that and said to warm, because it does take the longest. Now see, in a wok, you would take the eggs that you scrambled by hand, push them to the side, and put them in there, but you're not going to be able to do that. Your skillet isn't a wok. It isn't big enough in the circumference.
I got eggs.
Okay, put them in a little bowl and just beat them with a fork or a whip. Just beat them up like you were going to make a scrambled egg.
Okay, these are from my chickens.
Do you name your chickens?
No, because they look alike.
Oh, my chosen daughter in Alabama names all her chickens. It's hilarious. And she gives me reports from my grandchicks, my grandchildren.
Okay, this
so
is
it's
all
pretty
beans.
funny. Okay, now check your zoodles and your chicken and see if the chicken is getting really warm. Because we're not doing it in a wok, so I'm not sure how this is going to be.
Looks good.
Okay, if you beat your eggs already, now throw in the eggs.
Okay.
And then keep stirring it. You don't want them to get in big clumps. You want them to, just like pork fried rice or fried rice in a restaurant. You want it to be evenly distributed. You don't want it to be big chunks of, like a mini omelet. You don't want that. So keep stirring it. Add a little more oil if you need to. And as soon as you see that egg is cooked, you don't want it overcooked, throw in your peanuts. You can put in your green onions.
What about the bean sprouts?
Yeah, that's next. You're putting those in now. I just wanted the chicken and the, okay, then stir your bean sprouts again, because they're going to take a little bit of time to get soft. You don't want them soft, but you want them well heated throughout. And I think that's all you're going to put in. The rest of it is garnish. You're going to put you haven't put cilantro in that yet, have you? Okay. You have some cut?
Okay, so now I have to put in the peanuts.
Right, because you want them to get nice and warm.
How do I put in the cilantro? Is that a garnish?
No, you're going to chop some and put it in, and then you're going to chop some more to put as a garnish. Do you have some extra green onions chopped to garnish or not? No?
Not yet.
Okay, but I saw some extra, so I think you can chop them. Okay, how does the dish look? Like I said, I haven't done it without a wok, so I'm not sure how it's coming out in just a skillet. It should be fine.
This is an old-fashioned cast iron, so it is well seasoned and really good.
I have what I call a cowboy skillet. It is 6 inches deep, if you can believe it. It's huge. It weighs so much it could be a weapon. Yeah. It's made by Lodge. I mean, that's the only cast iron I'll buy. But it is 6 inches deep, and it's really called a chicken fryer, I think, in the old days. The cowboys called it that. Okay, so how does your wok look right now, or your... Okay, then put some sauce in. Okay, put some sauce in and toss it, but don't put all the sauce. Save some if somebody wants extra when they eat it. You don't want to smother it in sauce. You want just enough sauce to give it flavor. Toss it with sauce, and then people can put extra on top. So toss it and see what you think. You should get a nice aroma of everything being blended.
Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to wait to eat this till tomorrow.
Well, you don't have to. That's up to you. You'll taste it. You know what would be better? Taste it today and then taste it tomorrow, and you'll see the difference. Okay, go ahead and plate it.
Clearly, I won't be able to eat the whole thing.
Right. Go ahead and plate it. Now you can roast the peanuts ahead of time in a dry cast iron skillet with just a little bit of coconut oil if you want. I sometimes don't have time to roast them, so okay, let me see it. And then you garnish it with more peanuts if you want, if you have them, and more green onions and some cilantro and maybe some lime wedges. Whatever you want to do, whatever you have.
Okie dokie. I have a lot of stuff here.
Okay, so taste it and see how it
delicious.
is.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this already looks like my favorite.
Does it? Before you even garnish it, you can taste it and see what it's like. Tell me what you think of the sauce in it.
Okay.
And I really want you to try it today and tomorrow and tell me the difference.
Okay, well, tomorrow it will probably be better because I won't be burning my tongue.
Right? But also the flavors will be blended.
Mmm.
Does it taste like a Thai restaurant?
It's delicious. The only thing it needs is a little salt.
See, that's what I mean is you have to keep trying it. I usually do that in the skillet. I keep tasting it in the skillet because remember what I've talked about. If you add salt to your plate, it's not going to dissolve as easy as if you put it in the whole pot when it's still hot. So you should taste it in the skillet. And then if it needs salt, stir it real well. Then you plate it. Let's look at your Thai. That's beautiful. Your Thai street food. See? So that's like going to.
Gosh, I've been wanting to make this for a long time. So this is exciting.
Delicious. Well, and you had a lot of zucchini this year.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it with the zucchini? Because I usually make it with rice noodles. I don't always have a lot of zucchini.
It is
really good.
It is delicious.
Okay, let me give you another hint. You talked about spaghetti squash. I love spaghetti squash. You can also cook the spaghetti squash, like in the oven. Take the fork and take all the spaghetti squash out and do the same thing with spaghetti squash if you have some. And it's delicious. Whole different flavor, but it's still a pad thai. Pad thai is just a name for the mixture of the noodles and the peanut sauce. And basically, it's just a Thai street food. That's all it is. How is it? Is it a winner?
Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is so much my flavor. Like, oh my gosh.
Is it? You like the blend of flavors?
Everything. I love cilantro. I love peanuts. I love the heat of the ginger. I love the texture of the bean sprouts. Good job, Gloria. This is so, so good. Why don't you tell them some of the other recipes that are in your ebook that we're not going to be cooking?
Well, some of the other recipes are important because you can make a chicken pot pie with leftover turkey. We'll be making those though, but individually, right? We'll end up making them all, but it may not be before the holidays. But I make a chicken pot pie with your turkey instead of chicken, and use your peas. And I put white sweet potatoes and make the gravy, and everything in there is like a pot pie, but you don't have to use the pastry unless you buy a gluten-free pre-made pastry that you want to just throw together, which I've done. But there's a lot of really good ways to use it. I mean, you can make tacos, shred the turkey, and then don't just put it in plain like that, because turkey after it's cooked is kind of blah. Take the meat, chop it up any way you want, saute it with onions and garlic. And what do we do with the onions, Tracy? What's the secret?
Really dark.
You get an A for the day. So you caramelize the onions, add the garlic, add a little bit of chicken broth or turkey broth, and make your tacos. Let the broth kind of simmer in it. Just evaporate a little bit, and then stuff your tortilla or your cauliflower tortilla from Trader Joe's, which I love, and then put in, whatever you want, some goat cheese or some regular cheese, shredded lettuce or cabbage, and you've got a taco. So there's 5 or 6 ways that I have taught people to make the leftovers from turkey and chicken. Yeah. Okay, and even beef. If you have a big beef roast, do the same thing. Shred whatever's left, cut it up, and then just like a hash, and then saute it. Do the same thing. Put a little beef broth, and then use it for tacos or quesadillas or burritos. There's so many ways to use it, and people they get lost. They're so tired, I think, after the holiday cooking, they forget what they can do different. A lot of people use the bones, the carcass, and they make a soup, and that's about the end of it. So I'm glad you like that, because I didn't know. You said you love pad thai.
Oh, this was awesome. So thank you so much, Dr. Gloria, for sharing your wonderful recipes with our members. Welcome. And I hope that you guys try this, because this is absolutely amazing, and your family will love it the day after Thanksgiving. So we say goodbye right now, and bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Bye-bye. Enjoy the holidays and the leftovers, not just the holidays. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks, Tracy, for being such a good sport.